Our history is sometimes painful, but it makes us who we are in order to build a better future.
No, we will not protect monuments built to honor some of the biggest criminals in U.S. history.
These monuments we're talking about are a symbol of enslavement, of rape, of mutilation, of castration, of maiming, of all of that.
This is just the start of Pandora's box, which you're opening with this.
The Confederacy, you see, was on the wrong side of history and humanity. It supported and promoted a truly horrifying, twisted system built on the premise that states had the right to treat human beings as slaves. I came before this city council to request the relocation of 4 Confederate monuments that are occupying prominent spaces in the city of New Orleans. These monuments are just an effort to rewrite that history, to literally put, quote unquote, the lost cause of the Confederacy on a pedestal and cast an oppressive shadow of exclusion over our city.
When I was a boy, they had signs that said, white only. And many of the people that look at me in this moment will not be in their seats if that sign did not come down and change the vocabulary.
New Orleans is known as America's most iconic city. It has earned that title by preserving its rich history, not by removing and destroying it.
This is our history, good or bad, everyone's history. It is what it is, and we don't have the right to rewrite it.
Instead of the removal of the statues as dictated by the mayor, I hope that you will consider our organization's alternative proposal of installing interpretive plaques placed on or near the statues and new statues to commemorate heroes by today's standards.
And I just want to put to rest that a symbol only has the meaning that you give it.
And if you don't know anyone offended by those statues, partly you probably don't pay attention to the people you're around and you don't know what's going on in their heads.
It's all clear to us that these monuments we're talking about are a symbol of enslavement, a symbol of rape, of mutilation.
But we cannot right the wrongs of the past by destroying things.
We all know that slavery was wrong. Our history is sometimes painful, but it makes us who we are in order to build a better future.
Following the Civil War, Beauregard advocated for increased civil rights and suffrage for the recently freed slaves. These post-war actions and statements speak louder than those here today who support the removal of their monuments.
I appreciate you bringing that part up. The fact that this general who fired the first shots against this country evolved himself to a point to realize that equality was the right thing. However, the monument of him on that horse is not him walking hand in hand with the black and white men that he fought with to equalize this place. It is him in a Confederate traitorous uniform. My decision has little to do with these men or the content of their character, but it has to do with who put these things up and why. These monuments perpetuate a false narrative of our history. Nothing to do with the Civil War, but everything to do with taking power back.
These monuments were all put up during post-Reconstruction. There were more black men lynched in this country than ever before in its history in post-Reconstruction. That's when they were all put up.
Andrew Jackson himself said, take time to deliberate. But when the time for action arises, stop thinking and go in. Go in for the youth of this city who deserve to see an honorable, organic, living history. one that is not fixed in stone, one that changes, one that evolves, one that grows and expands, one that reflects our shared values and beliefs.